anything for us?
No news today. No news. But just that me and Dre. So originally, we were supposed to see Barbie and Oppenheimer back to back. And let me say off rip, it is a good thing that we didn't do that because by the end of Oppenheimer, my back was stiffed up, my legs was shot. I was just telling like, there's no way we could have sat through both of them fucking movies. Like, there's no way.
You getting old, my boy,
But
or what?
bro, I don't know, bro, but
What?
just sitting in that chair, it's like it felt like sitting in a damn like NBA arena or something. Like at the end, I got to get up and stretch, bro. It was crazy.
Bro, because me and Glow, I don't mean to cut you off real quick, but me and Glow used to have like movie cinema days where we would go to the first showing and go to the last showing. That was like what, 3-4 movies a day. We did that a few times, but I never felt like that though. I don't know what movie theater you got out there. Maybe they got to upgrade them seats or something because they after one.
I ain't gonna lie, that's madness to me. But so fast forward, we couldn't see it that day, so we finally got to see. Well, she saw Barbie maybe like a few days later, but we finally got to watch Oppenheimer. What a masterful film, man! It like I was telling you guys last night. There is a point in time where maybe like that, like because you see the boom, and then maybe like the last 30 minutes, they have to do like this whole trial thing that they've been hinting at since the beginning. And around that time is when I started to feel like, okay, like we got to wrap this up. But the more that like it goes on, you understand how important it is. And that piece of information that comes out of it is kind of like, not that it carries the whole movie per se, but it just like, you just get what you needed from watching these scenes previously. Like you really need that last 30 minutes. But I mean, this movie just starting with the cast, this man, Cillian Murphy, bro, Oscar nomination coming. Like, I tried to watch Peaky Blinders and I maybe got 2 episodes in and I couldn't do it. I don't know what it was about that story, but I tried and I couldn't do it. But I obviously could tell in those 2 episodes that he is a really good actor, but seeing him in this at the front of it, he is incredible. So yeah, Oscar nomination coming. And then Robert Downey Jr., bro. That guy, I can't say enough, man. It just probably Oscar nomination for what is it, side character or whatever.
Supporting actor.
Yeah, supporting actor. Oscar nomination coming. Florence Pugh wasn't in it too much. And like you guys, like we talked about last night, I knew about that sex scene and her being one of my favorites. I was just like, well, this is gonna be interesting. But like it was, I personally don't think it was as crazy as everyone was trying to make it seem like. They did show her body quite a bit, but it was nothing like too extreme, and especially how J-Mac looked it up. Apparently she's she's kind of like that anyway.
She's free.
Yeah, she's super free. But I mean, Emily Blunt killed it. Matt Damon killed it. Gary Oldman pulled up, and I didn't even know it was Gary Oldman because he was wearing like a super old man suit, and it was like you remember how the Penguin was in the Batman? Like, it was something like that. Like, it was crazy and it was just an incredible cast, and that whole like 15-minute scene of them like getting ready with the bomb and from the moment of detonation, like that whole 15 minutes is the most tense 15 minutes in a movie I've probably ever been. Like, and that's probably just because of it being in a movie theater. And that whole time I was just thinking of J-Mac, of how he wants to go see Dune in the theaters and IMAX and all that. And I was just like, we saw it in Cine XL, but I was just thinking to myself, like, damn, man, like I'm actually jealous of people that saw this, how Nolan wanted it to be seen, because this is insane. Like, I was actually like getting that whole like immersive experience, and it wasn't even how he intended it to be seen. So Oppenheimer, like, I really want to give it a 10, bro. But it's like I have a question for you guys. Like, where do we stand on movies? Like, you feel like a movie's too long if you already know going into it that it's 3 hours, and how much does that take away? But you already know that it's long.
As long as I'm engaged and like there's no lagging parts, I guess. I mean, that's kind of, I don't know how much that like you were talking about earlier, how much that part was kind of lagging for you, but did it affect your movie going experience, or are you just kind of like once it
Or the
happened
ending.
and then
I think the ending made it up for it, or that moment.
yeah, exactly, like
Yeah, like
think
what,
that-
what came out of that 30 minutes was so like important. And like I felt good about it, but it was just like in that time, like I was like for maybe like 10 to 15 minutes, I was feeling the 3 hours. But I don't
like okay, so I look at Oppenheimer and I'm not gonna go watch it until it hits one of the services. But um, I look at it, I almost man, I might catch some shit for this, but it looks like a boring movie to me. Like I don't see where there could be what I mean anything. But then like Justin says, like he kind of thought Dune was a little boring, but J Mag and I love Dune. You know what I mean? So I guess I don't know, man. Like for me, I don't. I mean, I haven't seen it, but I don't think it just doesn't look like it would keep me engaged. You know what I mean? Like I would just be like this a lot of the movie. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
But I don't know. It almost looks like a documentary, but I mean, I don't know what it is. But I literally have not heard a single bad review about that movie. So obviously, gotta watch it. But I don't. As long as you're engaged in the movie and you're interested, and you know what I mean, like if you think it's a 10, give it a 10, bro. Like
Justin don't give out 10s. We had this whole argument.
I know.
you don't give out 10s. Like for me, like what Endgame was 310, 315, something like that.
3 long.
Yeah, like that one was long. And the first viewing outside of myself, but I still enjoyed the movie. But a lot of people came out of that like this was amazing, this was great. I can sit through it again. And as we all know, like nah, it wasn't like that. No. But that first viewing was good, was solid, no issues with it. Then was it 4 hours for Justice League for Snyder Cut? Was that 4 hours? Yeah, right.
Yeah.
And I think I only watched that one time. I didn't mind that, which is crazy. 4 hours for one movie. I didn't mind it at all.
I've watched that Snyder Cut like 5 times, bro.
That's wild. That's wild. That's why, and I don't think it would push me off because it was so good. It was like a completely different movie. So in those two instances, is there what other movies can you guys think of off the top of the head that's long like that? Those are the two that came to mind, and they're superhero movies, so I don't know if that's a good way to judge them. I can't think of any other ones off the top of my head.
You got to think of like Lord of the Rings movies and stuff like that. I don't know if they're 3 hours, maybe 2:45 or something.
Yeah, there's something like that. And then I am gonna tackle the extended editions. I'm gonna do it. It's on HBO Max, so I'm gonna do it. So I guess I'll have a better understanding because that's a great point, Jan. Yeah, like those would be a better comparison because these superhero movies, we're a pop culture podcast, man. We're here for the superhero movies. We always say, make the MCU movies longer, we'll watch them. Make these MCU shows longer, we'll watch them. So as far as like your question is, where do we draw the line? I think just like Jan said, I think said it perfectly. As long as you're engaged and you did have that moment of like, damn, this is kind of long. Like let's get on. Does that affect your score? That's a personal, that's up to you if that affects your score. But like, if I already knew this was 3 hours, I'm buckled in, I'm ready to go. Like, yeah, I understand what I'm in for. Then let's go for it. As long as it's good, it's keeping me engaged, I'm all for it.
I just want to ask a question, Justin. Is this, you only watched it once?
Mm-hmm.
I think you have to watch it twice before you make that decision. Because with Endgame, it's the same thing. that first watch, I think everybody's caught up in the moment, and then when big moments happen, we forget about the low moments in the first watch. That second watch is when we realize, because we already know how it's going to end, so we realize the bad moments more, and it sticks with us. So I feel like you got to watch it again before you give that rating.
I mean, he could give his initial rating, and then like we always do, we always come back and be like, you know what? Wasn't this 10? It wasn't this 9. It was actually this. Or you know what? It was better than what I thought.
Spider-Verse did for me. You know what I'm saying? I watched it again. You know what I'm saying?
That's crazy. I was just gonna say No Way Home, but
because like I know the performances won't change for me because they're like it's just a bunch of A-listers being masterful and you know being tacticians in their field.
Can you sit through it again? Though is the thing. Can you sit through the storytelling again? Is that something you can do?
I
don't know because they're just like they're reenacting history,
and
it's just kind of like I don't know. I really don't know.
And we brought this up yesterday too. Like I don't know if it's a good comparison, but it might be to Chernobyl, and Chernobyl's a TV show. But I think I could watch Chernobyl again and put that on, and like that was so good. Like what happened in that show?
Yeah, Chernobyl's amazing.
It was good. I could do that again. So I don't know if this is that type of same situation, or it's something crazy. Like it's history, but it was insane to think that this happened. So,
and the first scene of it, like, because I was wondering like how fast I'm gonna get engaged, and Nolan being a great director, like I don't know if this is true or not, but he threw something in that first scene that I was like, oh shit. Like that's crazy, and I was kind of like, okay, like let's go, let's do this. And I don't know if that would happen again on the second one, but masterful movie. Nolan, one of the best working today. He's crazy.
I just want to say this turned into a review, so
yeah, we had to talk it out with Jit. That's why. What I mean, it did turn into a review. So, what's your rating? What did you settle on then? Clip this, put it on YouTube. Jet's review, Oppenheimer.
Literally.
Off first viewing, I'm gonna give it a 10. I'm gonna give it a 10.
There you go.
Ooh, there you go. Jet's review of Oppenheimer said it. Then and like I said, he don't hand out 10s, man. We had a whole argument about it. He don't hand out 10s like that. So for it to be a 10, go check it out.
Is it a must watch?
That's another thing. I don't know how good this is gonna be if you watch it at home. I truly.
Oh yeah. That's. I don't know.
Because I think from the way that
good as Maverick, bro. What?
Ooh,
that's
Element's better.
Ain't no way, bro. Maverick hit hard at the theater. Maverick hit hard at home. But that's a conversation for another day.
I've never seen Maverick at home, so
yeah, no, I mean, I watched it at home.
As long as you got surround sound, and you're still right there.
I didn't even have. I have a little TV on the wall, bro. I didn't know surround sound needed, and it still hit the same. So, sheesh. But there you go, mini review from Jet on Oppenheimer. Let us know what you guys think down below.